Hello everyone, my name is LJ Young. I want to welcome you to my channel, 6 Cents. Now the basis of this channel will be about my experience, my 6-year relationship with a malignant, covert narcissist. Now for those of you that may not know, the malignant part means the one I was with was very, very violent. Physically violent, verbally abusive, mentally abusive, didn't care about being violent in front of her own children. And the covert part is she was a devil behind closed doors, but out in public, she was a totally different person. Sweet as pie, didn't want anybody to think bad of her, always trying to help people. Made to the outside world, it looked like she was normal, but they didn't know she had 2 personalities. Now, when I met her in this part of my life here, when I met her, I was 100% debt free. Now, I know many of you guys don't really believe one has anything to do with the other, but I'm just going to explain it to you, okay? So I'm just going to share it with you, okay? So once I became debt free, my whole life changed. You know, everything changed. The whole financial world changed. I figured a lot of things out, and I was like, oh, I just wasn't following math. So I ended up owning myself, owning the business of myself in the United States of America. And with that becomes a stress-free life, a freedom like you would never understand or believe. You would never think that in a million years, because this was the first time I had ever got to zero in my life. So I was at a point to where I wanted to share this freedom with someone in my life. So I had to ask God. I said, God, I'm trying to look for this particular type of relationship, right? And God said, if I want that type of relationship, I have to be that person. Like, be for real. No cheating, no flirting, no talking to old chicks and pretending they're friends and stuff. All that stuff everybody knows not to do. That's what I had to be. And so, but what happened, I happened to give this type of love to a narcissist when I didn't know anything about a narcissist at all. Now, before I go further into the story, I want to come back a little bit for all of the narcissist survivors, the people that are in the relationship trying to get out, even the people that have been out. I'm going to explain something to you because this part is very important, okay? I grew up in a house full of unconditional love from my mother. My dad wasn't there, but my mother was always there. Unconditional love. Ever since I was in her womb, she was saying I was smart, good looking, I can do anything. I'm always, anything I put my mind to, I can do it. She's been telling me that since I was a young child. I had chores. We never had any didn't allow arguing in the house. No cursing. We had to go to church. We had chores, bedtime, this and that. Things I hated when I was young, but I didn't understand the structure she was putting into my life. But the most important part was the unconditional love that I did not know. In my mind as a child, I'm thinking everybody gets this kind of love. Everybody gets this type of support from their parents. Or at least one of them. So when I go out into the world, this is the only type of love that I understand and know. So when I go out into the world looking for a relationship type of love, I have a certain type of love in my mind, but I don't realize it's not the same love that everybody else version of love out there. And here's the answer. Love is positive and negative. I didn't know that until now. Love is positive and negative. All you got to do is write the word love on a piece of paper, right underneath the word, write a line straight up underneath it, right in the middle of the word love underneath it. Here's love, the line, right? Write down all the negative things that are like major negative things that are happening in your relationship, and then write all the positive things in the relationship. If the negative side list is longer than the positive side, you are in what's called negative love, okay? There's a positive love. So what I was given to the narcissist was positive love. No cheating, no lying, being open, honest, ready to raise each other up on this. But what I didn't understand is those people existed. I didn't know. I didn't know not to give this type of love to a person like this. So now here I am in my life. I'm totally free, debt free, living free, just doing it. And I come across her. Now, I'm going to be going back and forth because I'm in and out and I know how to use the terms, right? But when I met her, she was love bombing me. So in my mind, I'm thinking that she can see me. She can see the type of love that I'm offering. She can see the type of freedom that I can show her that not many people know. You can live stress free. What I'm not realizing that is she's mirroring me. So, cause I'm into working out, living free, doing things, and she's doing all of this in the beginning. So, but I didn't know she was mirroring me. What I'm gonna try to describe to you guys is this, okay? This is a better way to tell the story. This person here that you see right now is a person that was born from narcissistic abuse. Okay, I was born from that. This is the only way I could tell this story to you is to be in it. Anybody can tell you the story, but unless you are in a relationship with a narcissist, trauma bonded, you do not know. So I'm going to be bouncing in and out as the person. Like, I can remember being in a relationship and trauma bonded, knowing she's doing something wrong. This person right here was talking to me like, hey, that's not right. When she disappears for 3 days, pretending she's spending it at the grandparents' house, she's not there. She's staying up all night talking to whoever on the phone. That's why you're always sleeping down on the couch every night. That's me. That's me today. That's the person I became, born from that cocoon. That relationship was a cocoon for me. That relationship was part of my journey. I accept that because now I have a superpower from it. There were so many positives, so many goals I achieved within this 6-year relationship of hell. I achieved so many goals under the pressure of a narcissistic, trauma-bonded abuse relationship. I achieved within these 6 years. There were so many positive. She was the only negative out of the whole thing. And for all the empaths out there, here's another one. I want you guys to, when you're escaping, try to look at the positive things that might have happened that you can't really see them because of the narcissist. But when I entered her relationship, she had a young son. He was 4 at this time, okay? I already know I'm an empath. I already know. So I come into her life. He's 4 years old. It's clear to me he's an empath, clearly, because he can feel energy. He could just pick it up just like that. I'm like, oh, shit. Oh, yeah, okay. And he could always read me. I'm like, okay, I got to make sure I check myself, because when she goes off, I had to remain calm because I couldn't respond to her like she does me in front of him. I couldn't do that because I didn't want him thinking that I was like her. So I had to stay calm, be the rational one, etc., etc. But my point is this. I understand that the ages from 0 to 7 are crucial years for children. Crucial. That right there, they're an empty hard drive, accepting whatever environment they're in as positive and love. Oh, love is this. Love does that. No? Well, so with him and I used to always meditate every morning. So when she would stay up all night talking to whoever she was talking all night, she would be upstairs knocked out. He would get up early just like me, and I'd be downstairs meditating. He'd be like, can I come and meditate with you? I said, yeah, sure. You can come meditate here. This is a relaxed zone. You can talk about anything and be open. You're not going to get in trouble for anything. We talk almost every morning. I made sure to do a lot of firsts with him, teach him how to ride his bike, do a couple other things, just doing a lot of those personal things, not that buy them shit stuff that they don't even remember. They remember the things that you do for them, show for them. Because in the back of my mind, I knew I wasn't going to be in this relationship long. God put her on my journey on purpose because he knew I was strong enough to get out of that. You guys need to understand this. This is what makes this channel different, okay? I welcome it. I thank God for it. Now I combine, not only do I combine with the knowledge of SMD, now I combine it with Sixth Sense. I even came up with my own new thing. SMD equals 6C squared. That's what I came up with. I came up with my own psychological formula because when you combine those two, you guys really don't even understand. It's totally different. I had to withdraw from that narcissistic trauma bonded relationship. I ain't never shot up no drugs in my body. Never. I used to see that on TV. I'm like, why do people do that? I'm not doing any of that. I'm not shooting at it. But you know what it felt like? When I used to watch those intervention shows and you see people coming off of drugs, it was just like that. Sweats, shakes, your body literally creates a drug within itself attached. It's sick. You're clearly, listen, if you are accepting abuse, hitting, verbal abuse, if you're accepting it, you are clearly high on narcissistic narc drugs. Because under normal circumstances, you would just call the police. Somebody hits you, like, hey, I'm calling the cops. What are you talking about? But somebody that loves you, that's not supposed to hit you, you don't call the cops. Oh, I don't want them to get in trouble. If they're hitting you, they obviously don't care about being in trouble. That's how you got to think. For those of you guys coming through that, I know it's going to be hard. It's going to feel like, go watch Intervention. Go watch an intervention show. That's what it's going to feel like, okay? Just look at them. And there's no fix. There's no drug. There's nothing they can give you. No counter something. You got to sit there and be by yourself. You got to let it get out of your system. But once you get it out of your system, you're reborn and you come to here. You become like me. And you're like, wow, I did it. Because you got to understand this. Millions don't get out. Millions don't get out of that narcissistic fog. Thinking they're stuck. They're trapped in that abusive world. They get out of that world. Hey, over here, we don't hit people we love. When I share a story with a loved one, it's sincere. It's not a lie. Why would I lie to the person I love? They do that in a narcissistic fog. Do you hear me? I had a bad one. A liar from the very beginning. Now that I'm free and I know what narcissistic people do, I can go all the way back to the beginning of our relationship and I know exactly when it started. And for those of you that may be getting into it and you might be in it, here, I'm going to give you a hint. When there's something in there that don't make any sense, you're like, why would the person do that? That's a clue right there. Stop. Here you are going through your normal day, and then something don't make sense, and it stops your whole day. That's a sign. Hey, knock, knock, knock. Hey, why am I stopping here? Make that person make whatever that makes sense, because there's a reason why it doesn't make sense. That's a dead giveaway. Now, when I look back, oh yeah, there was a whole bunch of things that didn't make sense at all. I was like, that's weird. Exactly. Figure out why it's weird. You know how I live my life? I can see dead slaves. They can't see me. I can see narcissists and they can't see me. That's a superpower, people. And I'm going to tell you why it's a superpower. In order for a narcissist to know they're a narcissist, it takes self-reflection, self-accountability. Be by yourself for a long time because you got to think and you can't have outside. You think a narcissist can do any of that? Absolutely not. The narcissist I was with, oh my God, she didn't take accountability for shit, nothing. And when you're in it, you're like, how come this person doesn't take accountability for something? I don't know they're a narcissist. Even if somebody told me, man, I think your girlfriend's a narcissist, the first thing I'm going to think is the regular narcissist that you hear about when you're just walking down the street and talking to your friends. Oh, no. That is not the same at all. And I'm only talking about the narcissist, it being in a relationship as a grown man. I'm not even talking about a kid having a narcissistic mom. Her son has a narcissistic mom. You better believe God put me there to show him that there's another side. This is not true. This stuff that you're going to see, and you're going to see many years from now, I want him to, I made sure he's going to remember that when I was there was a part of the world that wasn't like that, didn't accept hitting. That's a no-no. That's not right. He will never forget me there. That's why God put me there. Because you better believe at that time in my life, I was done with kids. I was like, nah, I'm not getting involved with no woman. I'm not getting involved with no woman with no kids. Then I came across him. It was like an energy. I said, this kid is different. He reminds me of myself. Instant connection. Instant. I said, I got to cultivate that. Okay. He doesn't know what that is at that age. So I gotta be there to talk to him like I would want to be taught, like my mom talked to me. My mother put the confidence in me. My mother put everything in me. Here I am just growing up as a young man thinking, hey, I'm just confident. This is just the way it is. My mom put that in me. I didn't even realize that. Here I'm growing up as a kid. I'm like, oh, all moms do that. They just say that because they love you. She has to say that because I'm her son. No, they don't. You know how many kids grow up with narcissistic parents that don't hear the word I love you? You think I knew that? I didn't know that. As a kid, getting all this unconditional love, I thought every kid got unconditional love, and I take this love out into the world, and how naive I was. This experience woke me up and made me turn around, look at my whole life, and answered all my relationship problems. I'm not saying that it was all their fault. I was the common denominator. Now I know what it was. I had a version of love that not many people have. Let me give you an example of how I am now. Okay, so you guys can understand this. This is when you come out of this. Those of you going through narcissistic abuse, okay, you guys come out of that, you're going to be stronger than ever. There's millions of narcissists everywhere. They won't be able to fuck with you at all because they don't know they're narcissists. I keep telling you guys that they don't know. So here's an example. Let me give you an example. So if I'm out on a date, the first thing I'm going to have to figure out is the woman dead free or not. Because if she's not dead free, we're not dating. We're not doing anything. We're not going anywhere. And so say like I came across a woman. Oh yeah, I'm debt free. Yeah, I have no debt. Now we got to go to part 2. Hey, how's your relationship with your parents? How's your relationship with your siblings? How did your last relationship end? What happened? How did it end? If I hear something, it was all their fault. I can't stand my mom, my dad. It's always everybody else's fault. No self-accountability. That's the last date. We're not dating. We're not going anywhere from there. They're gonna be like, hi, how come you don't want to talk to me anymore? I don't feel like doing that. I'm too old to figure that out. You have to figure that out yourself. I'm at an age now, the woman she has to be here where I'm at. You understand? She has to be debt free, and her mind must be free. She must not have any fears. In order to be here, you cannot have any fears right here, inside here. Fears, false evidence appearing real psychologically. Fears, false evidence appearing real psychologically. I have no fears. I can achieve anything I want. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I mean, I always have achieved whatever I set my mind to. But the confidence level, once you understand how it really, really works, once you're a survivor, a person who escaped narcissistic abuse, because here's the weird ass part about being with a narcissist. They want to cheat on you. They want to lie to you. They want to physically abuse you, but they don't want you to leave. They don't want you to leave them. They're afraid of being left. That's a disorder. If you're in it, let's talk to the people, because I have the ability to talk to the people inside of narcissistic abuse relationships that don't know they're in them. I'm going to talk to you guys here. I'm going to speak the language to you. Okay. Did you know love was positive and negative? I said it earlier. Take a piece of paper, write the word love, put a line down in it, write down all the negative things, write down all the positive things. If your negative list is longer, you're in what's called negative love. Okay. If you are accepting, are you accepting your partner cheating on you? Are they telling you it's an accident? They accidentally had sex with another person? You're in a narcissistic fog, because that's not an accident. That's on purpose. Nobody made them do it. No situation. Think about it. Has anybody made you have sex that didn't want to have? No. You're in a narcissistic fog. Are you accepting here? This is right off the bat. If you are with a partner that physically hits you, guarantee you're with a narcissist. Only narcissists think like that. Think they can physically abuse another person. Think they can just go against the law, morals, everything. They don't care about nothing. You're with a narcissist. Because when you get outside of the narcissistic fog, people like me, I don't hit the woman I love. I don't do that. Listen, that doesn't even come to my mind to say, hey, you are making me so mad that I want to hit you in your face. That doesn't even come to my brain. I don't need the law to tell me not to hit the woman I love. The law doesn't even have to tell me that. My mom already taught me that. This is a gift. I'm here for the people, to help them through, to get away from them, to get out of it, to recover from it. I'm here to show you what is on the other side of it. Each time you wonder what they're doing, that's an energy connection. Each time you're trying to figure out why they did this, didn't do that, even though you're physically not doing anything, that's still energy. You got to cut all that. You got to cut all that out. All of that's gone. All of that. In order to get here, that has to stop. You have to stop that mentally here. That has to stop, because that's a drug. What it is what you don't understand is this. It's a psychological drug. Now, you don't look at it that way because you didn't actually put anything in your veins, but it's sure is making you sick and make your body ache to be with them. That should tell you right there. If you're losing energy, which you are because they drain you, and your body aches and you're sick more, that means there's a drug in there that's not supposed to be in there, and it's them. They're causing that. As soon as you break away from that and you get out of that, this is what's waiting for you right here, and I'm going to show you. Because think about it. Think about all the narcissistic channels you watch. How many do you hear say, that was a blessing? That without that, I wouldn't have known where I'm at today. I wouldn't have known anything about how many people do you hear say that? Not many. I'm just telling you what's the truth. I was prepared for this. S&D family already knows this. I was prepared for this moment, this channel. Look at the channel alone, 6 cents. You get through that, get to the other side, come and see what's waiting for you.